Hi guys.
Hey y'all.
It's Lena and Lexi.
We're back.
It's our show.
We're back.
You ready?
You ready? I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready. Okay, so we wasted 10 seconds. So, it's never a waste when we're greeting you all.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to wrap up the reality of dating series. We actually have something else in store for you all, so we're trying to wrap this up. But I'm only going to say we're wrapping it up because God ain't placed nothing else on our heart to give you. So until he does, this is pretty much it. But trust, we'll open it up in a minute. And it'll just be in the playlist on YouTube.
Right. But if you have questions or whatever you guys want us to go over or add more to, because we could have done more, but we do want to be respectful of the 15 minutes. So that's why we did cut things short. But we are open to more questions, and it'll be in the video. Yeah,
and we apologize for posting this late. You know, I had a birthday weekend. Whoop, whoop. So we've been kind of basking in that. Yeah. So, yeah, so we apologize about that. But as you can see today,
it's a beautiful day in Chicago.
Beautiful day.
You're outside. You hear the birds chirping.
Chirp, chirp.
The sun. Beautiful tree. Grass looking manicured and good.
Sun, honey, the sun.
Let us know if you guys ever want us to record in different locations, because I'm open for it. I like to travel.
Yeah. We're down.
Yeah.
So we're at a minute 15. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with number 1. Lena, you want to start with number 1?
So number 1 is, would you marry yourself? After you examine where you were, where you are now, and what you have been through, would you marry yourself?
And this number 1, we're pretty much giving you the basic tips for dating, and self-examinations and things like that. So that's why number 1 is, would you marry you? When you examine yourself, would you marry you? Sometimes we have this long list for our mate. He has to be this amount, this weight. He has to be, he has to make this much money. He has to have this car, this
730 credit.
Man, when we don't like going to the gym.
Right. You use your mama's car.
I'm just saying, we ain't got no money. Our credit score like 300. Women know they do that.
They do.
And in a sense, I kind of think it's like a hero complex. Do you want somebody to save them? Because if he got all that, I ain't got to have that. But yeah, what are you bringing to the table?
Right. Like my mom says the same thing. What are you bringing to the table? Your expectation should not be for a man to take care of you.
I'm just saying.
And you should not be taking care of a man either. But it should be for you guys to compliment one another.
Yeah. So you think about that, and you say, okay, I examined myself. And I got some issues. Then what needs to take place is deliverance.
Yes. Because people forget that you come into the picture with mommy issues, daddy issues, traumas from past relationships, and you need to really be restored to what God has you. My mom always says that deliverance is like an oil change, and we're supposed to get oil changes every 3,000 miles, because life does happen to us, and you can be saved and still get deliverance. People have this misconception that Christians don't deal with demonic things,
and no one is
or they
exempt.
don't have demons. You do. No one is exempt.
Exactly.
Because we have situations and traumas we go through, even while being saved, that opens the doors to demonic activity.
And we need to be freed from those things and be able to walk into our deliverance, walk in that deliverance daily.
Right. And Apostle Kamilah Stevenson always says, she made a good point. She said that you are marrying that person's history. Yes. So you're just not marrying that man or that woman. You're marrying their history as well. And if they haven't dealt with themselves, if they haven't got delivered from whatever was hindering their process with God or their walk with God, then that's going to be a large issue in your relationship.
It's going to come up. It's going to come up.
Yeah.
It's going to come up. And just like you marry their history, they marry yours.
Right. So with deliverance, you're making the decision that, God, I want you to take this. And then you have to let your disciplines line up with that decision. Yes. So if you're getting deliverance and you say, you know what, God, I have ungodly soul ties. God, I have a hard time trusting because I've been cheated on so many times, or my heart's been broken. You have to let God be the mender of your heart. Yes. Because he can mend your heart. And then you let your decision go front and let the disciplines follow.
Yeah.
So that discipline has to come. You reading your word. You knowing that God is the mender of your heart. You know that God is your father. That God should have your heart first.
Definitely.
Before anyone has it.
And then once you've done all that, this is still in your singleness.
Yes.
So right now we're just going to stay with the singleness. Get busy. Find you something to do.
Yes.
And it's okay to do stuff without someone else.
Yes.
It's okay to go on a vacation by yourself.
To go to the show by yourself.
To go out to eat by yourself.
or a walk.
I'm just saying. And I usually have a list of things that you could do, but just off the top of your head, find something that you're interested in and do it by yourself.
Right, and it's okay.
I don't care if it's a macrame class. Go do it. If that's what you want to do, go do it.
It's okay.
For me personally, like, I want to be that person, because I'm single, that's at the church every day, because my desire is ministry. I have a desire for ministry, and I like to be active. And one thing I've noticed with my past, when I was active in ministry, I was not as distracted as I was when I was looking for a church home and I wasn't going to church and I ain't had nothing to do. That's when loneliness crept up. That's when depression came in, and all type of suicidal thoughts. When you're by yourself, the enemy will play with you. Now, for me, with ministry, that would be my accountability. I actually want to increase me going back to the gym. It's things that I want to do, not because I want a husband. I want to learn how to cook certain dishes. Not so my husband can have a hot meal, because I like to eat it. I want to be able to do this for me.
Right. I want to enjoy my own food.
Can I enjoy my own lasagna? I'm just saying. So it's things like that. Get busy. Find you something to do.
Right, and on top, so me and Alexis are very different. She wants to be at church every day. I don't want to be at church every day. Like, I was noticing last week, I was at church every day. And I was like, Jesus, no, Jesus. Like, I have class, I have work, I have the gym, I have other social functions, and I like having a life. Yeah. And God is with me through all that, because with everything I do, I show the love of Christ. So I want to radiate him in all that I do. So just because, you may not want to be at church every day does not mean that you need to be out doing a ratchet.
Exactly.
It means that, okay, I'm not at church, but what else am I doing to build up who I am and where I'm going? Because me working out is helping me with praise and worship. Because at All Nations, we
jump
down.
We
like,
jump.
What?
And it was a time I was jumping, and I jumped like 3 times, and I was like, Jesus.
Okay.
That's a problem for me.
Right. Sometimes, we need that extra jump time to get them calves together so we can jump.
This weight is slowing down my worship. And I can't excel in healthy living if I'm not okay with going to the gym. So it's certain disciplines that you have to have for yourself that actually will help you when you're actually dating and you get married. If you can discipline yourself to go to, and that's why I'm like, maybe I'm not ready to date anybody right now, because I'm trying to set disciplines for myself that I need to get in the habit of doing. So, and they're important, because they're going to be disciplines that you're going to have to adapt once you're married.
Very much so.
Especially if a baby comes. Woo! I'm just saying. So if you can begin to organize yourself and get yourself in line with God while you're doing it, I think, come on, that's awesome. But find you something to do.
Right.
And just because a person want to go to church, that don't mean that they're trying to be overly saved. But ministry is a passion of mine. So that's something that if I could do it full time and get paid for and be able to take care of it, I would do it, because that's a passion for me. But there are other things I enjoy.
Right.
Man, if I could take a jazz class, I'll do it. And I mean, there may come a time when I want to go back to school. So I know, Alexis, if you want to go get that PhD, you're probably going to have to cut some days at church. So that's something that I have to, but if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. And not because some man want to date somebody with a PhD.
Right.
What I look like? No.
Because saints need to be educated so they can be equipped to go out and get the souls.
Exactly. As far as the next steps, I'm going to go into like a series not a series, but a sermon that Pastor John Hanna gave.
Love him.
And when Lena gave me the CD, and I think this was from years ago, it was just awesome. So shout out to Pastor John Hanna for this, because this was amazing. He gave 3 steps to dating. 3. That's it. 3. And within these 3 steps, we're going to incorporate our very own Apostle Kamilah Stevenson from All Nations Worship Assembly, where world changers gather.
Yes.
Meet us or beat us down. But anyhow, shameless plug. Step 1. Well, first, I'm going to give you 3 steps. Friendship.
Right.
Fellowship.
Right.
And relationship.
Right.
So before you get to anything else, you start at friendship.
Right.
I'm not your friend if we petting on each other, but we didn't pass the friend stage. I'm not your friend if we holding hands and kissing. No,
none of that.
At this point, we're just friends. You ain't even got to pay for my meals. And I know a lot of y'all was like, what? Oh, he could pay for my...
I was a little taken back, too. But I get what she's saying, because when you first meet somebody, regardless of sex, when you go out, you're just going out to see, hey, do I like this person? Do they compliment me well? They bring something to the table that I don't have, because they don't always have to be similar to us, but they do have to bring something of, you know, some positive value.
And because you're getting to know this person, you know, a lot of times people can put off, I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost, but you don't know them yet. So what if he paying for all the meals and be like, but I'm paying for all the meals? I'm using my gas. At least you could be like, because I paid for my food the last time, boo-boo, I'm straight. You don't know them yet. Get to know a person. Get to see that fruit that they're bearing. In my opinion, I feel like a person, you know, can only be fake for so long. I say give them 3-4 months, and you'll start seeing a whole lot. You know, you'll start seeing more about a person. So right off the bat, no, don't let him pay for your food. Buy your own food. Ain't no holding hands. We friends. Me and Lena don't walk down the street holding hands. So when Bobby Joey come, no.
Unless I got on heels and I hold her arm.
Yeah,
I'm still learning.
We do that, but that's because we're friends. We've been friends for 10 years, so we do that. We do creepy friend stuff. So, girls, y'all understand. So, yeah, be a friend. Get to know a person. We ain't in the we talking stage. No,
we're just friends.
We're friends, and that's fine.
Because you're learning that person.
You're learning, and a lot of times, you know, it may be a situation where you know him, you don't know him, you don't fully know him. You know him as a friend. Just things will come out. Things will come out. Because when you become an interest, it changes. So I would say get to know a person.
And that second one, what was it?
Fellowship.
Yes. Now, are you checking out how they worship? I remember I seen Pastor Hannah at a summit that I went to that our church throws annually, and I mean, when he was like, you need to look at their worship, that hit so home, because I know when I'm worshiping God, I'm in it, ugly face crying, I'm on the floor bowing, I'm on my face, like when I get up, I'm just
I lose it. Hallelujah. I lose it. And you know, I need to know that you're okay with me losing it, because Pastor Hannah gave an example when his wife Anna Hannah saw him worship for the first time. The enemy was trying to let him know, oh, you gonna lose her. And he was like, she may not like me, but I love you, Jesus.
Right.
You know, and how you gonna marry somebody that don't love God like you love God?
Right.
Like, if somebody like, oh, you want to go to church Sunday? Oh, I was hoping we could go to brunch.
No.
The devil is a lie. No. Make sure y'all equally yoked. And that ain't just religious wise. We all both can be Christians. Make sure y'all equally yoked. You don't want to get into a situation where if you in that friendship, you get to know things.
Right.
And I say jot them down. If you notice he's struggling with something, take your handy dandy pen and write it down. He's struggling with this. I'm going to pray for him on this. But if you are used to struggle with it, don't put yourself in a compromising situation. If you know he's still masturbating, don't put yourself in a situation, because you know you struggled with lust. Right. That means there's still lust in his heart. He needs to get deliverance. So maybe you shouldn't go to that next step. You could end that friendship and pray for that brother.
Right, and you don't need to be there in his face to pray for him.
Hello?
You can, that's called intercession.
Come on. I'm just saying.
That can be done by yourself in your house. You don't need to be at his house.
Yep.
Talking about I was interceding. No, you can be in your house by yourself interceding on his behalf.
Just pray. Just pray for him. Pray that he seeks deliverance for himself. And even once you see him go through deliverance, I don't care if you're on the floor crying, you still want to see the fruit from that. You want to see that his life has been changed before you. Because, I mean, everybody has past struggles. But you need to see somebody walking in that deliverance. You don't want to just be like, Jesus, I saw him throwing up and crying on the floor. That's it, I'm good. No.
Right, because I tell you, I was a straight up perv.
Man.
Hey, and God delivered me.
I'm walking in that deliverance, baby. I am walking in that deliverance. And I seek it. If I see something stirring up, I seek deliverance. If that's somebody, you want somebody that can recognize things that's going on with themselves and be like, you know what, I need to be delivered from that.
But one more thing before we go to the next subject, a great mentor of ours actually talks about how even in that phase of getting to know her husband, he was taking her to Bible study in the friendship. Yeah. So he was like, oh, could you meet me here? I'm going to Bible study this night. This is what I'm doing. I'm including you. So you're getting to know me, but this is what I'm doing.
We're friends.
So sometimes,
my friends come to Bible study.
Depending on the relationship, friendship and fellowship can overlap.
Yeah, they can.
And that would be great because you really see the fruits when you're, you know what I'm saying, with them at their ministry.
But in that friendship, if they be like, nah, I'm straight, don't go, you can't go to fellowship because it ain't going to work.
Right.
So, and the last one is relationship. If you can get past friendship and fellowship, I would say pray. And if the Lord is, but the thing is, you got to remember, you're not leading this.
Right.
The Bible says when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing, and he attains favor from the Lord. Know that you are somebody's favor. You are a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Be approached. Be sought after. And truth be told, most men say that they like women that could, you know, that they can chase. You know, if it's easy come, easy go. Keep that in mind. So you got friendship, fellowship, and relationship. If you could pass the first two and get to that third one, and it's successful, you may have you somebody.
Right. Now, God has to lead you, like Alexa said, to that third one.
Yeah.
And he has to, you know, because you do have to be chosen. So.
And 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to weed them out.
Right. Really quickly.
With the first two.
Because you can't let your standards go down because you want company or companionship. Yeah. That's why we start back at dealing with you.
Yeah.
And the deliverance part for the first time. You have to deal with you. Stop thinking you're going to just up here and jump in a relationship.
Exactly.
So we are over our 15.
But we have 16. So that's not too bad.
Right. So everything that Apostle Kamilah Stevenson gave us, we're going to actually put in the notes so you can have it. Mm-hmm. Her main thing was just the questions you should ask yourself when you get, you know what I'm saying, during the process. You have a gentleman that you feel like shows that you may be interested in, that God has given you an okay to be a part and seeing if you want this man to be your husband. Just a couple of questions you want to ask.
And I feel like some of these questions can be snuck in a friendship, but definitely during the fellowship stage. Mm-hmm. I need to know certain things.
Yes.
And I ain't scared to ask. And if you freak out.
What'd she say? She said she asked her husband, have you ever slept with a man?
She needed to know.
When she said that, I was like, woo!
And it's not because she sensed something. No, she just needs to know.
Right.
You know what you can deal with. That's not something I can deal with. So I need to know this.
Right. She's like, I have too many daddy issues to deal with that.
Point blank. So, I got all kind of issues.
Right. No. So you want to be direct. And if people can't handle your directness, it's something in them.
Yep. Just keep that in mind.
But you can be tactful, though. You don't have to be like, hey.
Don't be tacky.
Hey, you slept with it. No.
You know, everything we do should be sophisticated and not tacky.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll do another video on that. That was a good. Oh, okay.
Yes. So we're letting you guys go. We love you guys.
Remember,
Jesus loves you more. But we're here. And we're going to continue to be here. So inbox us. Let us know how you feel. What you think about the upcoming videos. And there shall be more. And I'm just loving this outside feeling, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm loving it. I might sit out here a little bit longer.
And, also, the winners of the Lena and Lexi giveaway, thank you so much. We have our 3 winners, Lorraine, Emily, and Cynthia. We will be in contact with you all really, really soon for your information to make sure that we send you those things. And let me tell you, these journals, I wish I could have won.
Off the chain.
Off the charts. I'm just saying. And you're going to love them. You're going to love them. So we'll be in contact with you all. We love you all. Have a great Memorial Day. And toodles.